After over a year on a GLP-1, my body has definitely changed, but not overnight and not how I expected. Today, I'm talking about how clothing sizes have not been informative in my GLP-1 health journey after menopause, and what matters so much more. Let's get started. If you're new here, hi, I'm Bobby. I started a GLP-1 in January last year, 2025, and it's March of 2026 now. So it's been about a year and 2 months. My starting weight last year was 210.1 pounds, and the last time I weighed myself, I weighed 171.6. The thing that concerned me the most before I started the GLP-1 wasn't my weight so much as all the health factors that started changing. As my weight crept up, my blood pressure was high, my blood sugar was high, and no matter how well I ate or how much I exercised, those things were also creeping up and up over time. They reversed after I started the GLP-1, and they've been normal for a really long time. Within the first couple months of starting a GLP-1, those became in the normal range and they've stayed there. My weight has been creeping down slowly. I'm still technically overweight by a few pounds, I think, but it's going in the right direction. I didn't really struggle with my weight before menopause, or if I found that I had 15 or 20 pounds I needed to lose, I could lose it. I would eat healthier and move my body more and I would lose the weight. And after menopause, that stopped working. And my weight just kept creeping up, even though I was still living a healthy lifestyle. And nothing helped until I started a GLP-1. Okay, so when I started, I called myself a size 12, but looking back now, I think I was a size 14 wearing size 12 clothes that were tight on me. And the clothes were really stretchy, so I could kind of get away with it. And I wasn't particularly bothered by my appearance. The reason the weight bothered me is because the more overweight I got, the less healthy I got. So I wanted to lose the weight and get healthy again. If I had been able to get healthy and been a size 12, I don't know. I think I looked fine. It took until just the last couple months before I wore anything smaller than a size 12. And I think it's just because all my clothes were really stretchy. Just in the past month or two, I've started to fit into some size 10s. Clothing size varies across different brands, and it depends on how stretchy it is and your particular body shape. I've got a booty, so I'm gonna fill out pants. I'm not gonna get away with wearing pants that are cut for stick figure women, or the tag will have a number on it that's bigger than all my other clothes so that those kind of stick figure clothes will fit. It just doesn't really matter that much. But I was surprised at how, when I knew I looked different in the mirror and my clothing was definitely fitting different, I wasn't needing smaller clothes. There were some clothes I was able to wear that I hadn't fit into for a while because they'd been too tight, so that was nice. But I didn't need to run out and buy new clothes in smaller sizes until just the past 6 or 8 weeks. It didn't really register with me how long it was taking because I just kept thinking, I feel so good and I'm losing weight. It's just right around the corner that I'm gonna need to buy new clothes. But 2025 came and went and I was still wearing pretty much all the same clothes. I hadn't gotten rid of anything. Just recently, I started noticing oh, wow, this really doesn't fit. It's baggy, it's hanging off me, it's not flattering, it's too big. That's when I was kind of oh my gosh, it took all this time. So now I'm buying many things in size medium, but also many things in size large. One thing I'm still buying in size large is my favorite leggings. I pretty much live in leggings, whether I'm working from home or exercising. If you've been around my channel at all, you know that IUGA brand leggings are my favorite leggings for lounging, for working out, for whatever. The quality is really good, and I can't believe their prices because of how good the quality is, even before the discounts, and they run a lot of discounts. I even have a discount code where you can get 25% off on top of any other discounts they're running, so that a $30 pair of leggings, can end up costing you less than $20. I was a loyal customer before they reached out to me to partner, so it's my pleasure to thank IUGA for sponsoring this section of the video. So IUGA sent me 4 new pairs of leggings. Guess what size they are? They're size large. And are they falling off of me? No. I love that I don't have to stop wearing any of my other pairs because they're very durable, but I have some fun new colors. Let's see. These are some leggings in dark violet. I'm gonna read the name. I love their names. They're really long. IUGA Butterlab, no front seam, high-waisted, scrunch butt, buttery soft leggings with pockets. Yes, that's the name of these leggings. I don't have any scrunch butt leggings and I don't know what that means, but I'll try them on for you and maybe we'll find out. Oh, it means this. Can you see? There's elastic on the butt. Let's see how those fit. Okay, I love this color. This is the scrunch butt. So what's it doing back there, guys? Is it scrunching? What's a scrunch butt? I don't know. It's got pockets on both sides. Very comfortable. Okay, these are the IUGA stretchy, high-waisted, pull-on, boot-cut work pants with pockets. Woo! Navy work pants that are stretchy, so they're super comfortable. It's nice to have pants that are super comfortable but that look like trousers, because I do leave the house sometimes. Oh yeah, they've got like the zip fly and the pockets. Let's see what they look like on. Can you tell that these are navy and not black? They show up navy in real life. They call them work pants, but I think they are soft pants masquerading as hard pants. I'm very fancy and official in these trousers. I'm not wearing leggings, you're wearing leggings. Next we have the IUGA Power Tight Sandwich No Front Seam Leggings. These are navy blue and I really like these for the gym. The sandwich waistband is super supportive. I like to squat heavy in these. They've got pockets on both sides and just a lot of good support. I have these in other colors. They're a classic. Here we have the IUGA SilkFeel high waist, hidden scrunch butt, no front seam, wide leg leggings. Oh, they slay me. So there's that scrunch butt. It's harder to see in black, but it's gathered. And then these are wide leg. Let's see what they look like on. This is my first pair of SilkFeel, and they are softer. They're not like satin, but they're satiny, if that makes sense. They're very comfortable. These might be my new lounge pants. Remember the 25% off discount with the code Bobby25 on top of their current sale. I'll put the link in the description. If you're enjoying this, remember to hit like, subscribe to my channel, share it with people that you think might be interested in it. It helps tell YouTube that this is content that's worth showing to other people. Thanks. If you want to hear even more from me, you can sign up for my email newsletter. I send out an email every 2 weeks. When you sign up, you'll get my protein smoothie recipe. And then after that, you'll hear from me every couple weeks. I just tell you more about what's going on in my life, things that don't fit in my YouTube videos, some behind the scenes stuff that I wouldn't put on YouTube, stuff like that. I'd love to see you there. So I've been wearing size large IUGA leggings from the very beginning, and they're still comfortable on me. You kind of have to try things on or know from published measurements online how things are going to fit you or if they're going to fit you. So those leggings fit me fine, but I'm going to show you up here some footage of some other larges that don't fit me, and I've had to downsize. That's a pair of Athleta shorts and a Quince linen top. They're just too big for me now. If something is comfortable and fits me and looks good, I'm working really hard to not pay attention to what the size is. The other day I bought a t-shirt in extra large. Maybe it was from a junior section, but it was misfiled in the regular section because it was TJ Maxx and you know, it can get a little chaotic in there. But that's the size that fit me. So I was like, I'm getting the extra large. And younger Bobby, I think, would have been put off by that. But now it's like, I just want to be comfortable, and tags and sizes tell you almost nothing. Maybe the most helpful they are is what you tend to wear the most. Before GLP-1s, I mostly wore extra larges, and I squeezed myself into some larges and some 12s. And then during my GLP-1 journey, I mostly have worn larges. Some extra larges, some mediums, mostly larges, mostly 12s. Now I'm like half mediums, half larges, and some 10s, some 12s. maybe that's the most accurate that sizing can be, is what is your general trend over time, and you just kind of start there and see if it fits, and if it doesn't fit, you chalk it up to how brands don't know how to size their clothing and you try on a different size. Wear what's comfortable and what fits. Okay, now things are getting out of hand, you guys. I made this graph. I made this graph because I like making graphs. I made it to illustrate the changing of my clothing sizes over my GLP-1 weight loss journey, because at any given point, I am wearing anything from mediums to extra larges. The proportion has just shifted, right? The only time I'm not wearing anything from, all three groups was way at the beginning. There was just no way I was gonna wear a medium anything. Was not happening. But really soon, within a few months, I was pulling out medium-sized t-shirts and wearing them, and they were a little tight, but they definitely fit. All that inflammation and that initial whoosh of weight loss in the beginning, I think, went a long way towards that. But then if you look halfway through my journey to date, I was wearing more larges and fewer extra larges. So my larges were replacing the extra larges in my closet. I'd had both of them hanging there, but I just, started to reach for the larges more. And how do I know this? Well, I'm kind of going on my memory. On the left side, I put proportion of wardrobe. I should have put percentage of wardrobe, like the percentage of my wardrobe that I was wearing in these sizes. So yeah, I started wearing virtually all larges and very few extra larges, kind of halfway between where I started and where I am now. And then just in the past couple months, you can see this uptick in the size medium clothing. I just crossed some kind of threshold that I pretty much can wear the few extra large things that I still own. So there is a proportion of my wardrobe that is extra large, but not as much as mediums and larges, which are getting close to meeting at around the halfway point. I'm curious if those lines will cross and if I'll wear more mediums than larges. I don't know. Part of me cares and part of me doesn't, if you know what I mean. I don't want to care, but diet culture, part of me cares, but not the sane part of me. But I wouldn't be surprised if when I get to goal, whatever that is, I'm not far from it, but I think that I'll wear more mediums and some larges and some extra larges. I don't think I'll ever wear smalls. The only time I ever have as an adult was after a divorce, when I was so stressed out. They call it the divorce diet. I lost way too much weight and I fit into some size smalls. I don't ever want to go back there again. I'm 5'9". Size small means that I'm kind of not my healthiest. I do want to shout out to stretchy fabrics. Oh my gosh. Okay, on one hand, they're kind of deceptive, right? Like I could wear size 12s, but they were so stretchy that I know I was bigger than a size 12. So it kind of let me live in denial. But how much more versatile are these clothes that I could wear from when I was a size 14 to now? I kind of appreciate that. Real quick, I am not a medical doctor. I know it says Dr. Bobby. I have a PhD, but I'm not a medical doctor and none of this is medical advice. I'm a therapist by profession, but I'm not doing therapy here. I'm just sharing my experience with you about my health journey after menopause. Just remember, always talk to your own doctor and your own healthcare providers when you're making decisions for yourself. Here are my focuses. Be comfortable, focus on body composition and maintaining lean mass while losing body fat. Don't shy away from stretchy, well-designed clothes that will serve you for a long time over multiple sizes. And just think about how good I feel with less inflammation, being more physically fit, and having a healthier relationship with food. I didn't know how much food noise I had until I started a GLP-1 and realized that I'd had it my whole life, and it's virtually gone now. It frees up so much mental energy and space to focus on other things. All of those things help my quality of life way more than my size. So I will just happily wear whatever fits me. If you're on a GLP-1 health journey and you're losing weight, your body's going to shrink over time and you're going to need smaller clothes. It might happen sooner than you think. It might happen later than you think. We never know. Mine was later. I'm in a really different headspace now about slow weight loss than I was last year. Has it bothered me? Yes. I'm going to link to an episode I made last year called Why Is This So Slow? Because I totally didn't expect it to take over a year to lose almost 40 pounds. More than any other episode, that one captures what I did to really help my mindset and my patience around the pace of my journey and the pace of my weight loss. Because I do really noticeably feel more patient now and less frustrated than I did for much of last year about being on the low end of normal responder to GLP-1s. Especially with the GLP-1, I kind of had it in my head that it would just melt off really fast and, it would be really easy. It's not easy. It's just as hard to lose weight now as it was before menopause. It's just that it wasn't working without the GLP-1 after I went through menopause. It's been a long slog. I've started to think of it as, how it takes a really long time to turn a big ship around? I feel like my metabolism was heading in the wrong direction, and it just took a really long time to turn that around. Once it got headed in the right direction with the help of GLP-1s, I feel kind of like my old self again. Well, the GLP-1s plus a couple years ago, I started hormone replacement therapy, and that helped not with weight loss, but with some other menopause-related things. If you're struggling with slow progress, you've landed on the right channel because my progress has been slow. Funnily enough, within the normal range, because I've averaged about 2/3 a pound a week, and 1/2 pound to 2 pounds a week is normal weight loss. So I'm not medically slow, I'm medically average in losing weight, but we just have it in our head, especially on GLP-1s, but in any weight loss journey, we have it in our head that, the faster the better. And my journey has been very slow. Oh my God, you guys, I made this little graph to illustrate this point about how slow progress doesn't really matter. And this applies to clothing sizes, but also to weight loss or just reaching maintenance. So look at this super responder and this slow responder. They both are going through their weight loss phase. The super responder, let's say that she gets there twice as fast as the slow responder. Maybe it took her a year and it took the slow responder 2 years to reach her goal. So then look what happens after that. It's exactly the same. In fact, when you look at their two journeys from the whole rest of their lives, it doesn't really look that different. One gets to spend a little bit more time in maintenance than the other one. That's it. And then we all end up, sorry to go kind of dark on you, but my hope is to maintain my health until I'm not maintaining myself anymore. Maybe this is all just a bunch of me working out my cognitive dissonance for having fairly slow, like within the normal range, but on the low end of normal rate of response to GLP-1s. I don't know. But I think the argument holds water. Yeah, I would take this to court. Yeah, I would. You're in the right place. Wear what feels good on your body. You're beautiful. Thank you so much for watching till the end. If you're struggling with a slower pace in your GLP-1 journey, watch this video next, and I will see you next week. Bye.